Bryan Mbeumo looks like he's going to Manchester United. And surely this means they're going to have to sell Bruno, because they've got the Matheus Cunha deal sorted out. And now it looks like, according to David Ornstein, a very respected journalist, Bryan Mbeumo has decided he wants to join Manchester United this summer. That really shocks me. If I'm Bryan Mbeumo, I'm choosing Newcastle and Arsenal every day of the week over a move to United. But that surely means that they're selling their captain, because there's no way that they're going to have the money to do that and that if they're keeping hold of Bruno. So surely that deal for Bruno to Saudi has to be getting agreed. Zach said, have you heard about Mbeumo to United? It's looking likely. FFP my arse. I can only think, Zach, that they're going to have to sell Bruno, and that's going to fund Mbeumo and, well, the guts of Mbeumo and Cunha. That's the only thing I can understand. If they manage to keep Bruno Fernandes and sign them too, then I'm really going to question the whole FFP PSR thing. Because remember, United already got an exemption from their PSR, their last PSR cycle. They were over it, but somehow they got an exemption for it. I don't know the ins and outs of it because, I don't follow Manchester United, but yeah, like you, mate, if they're, Jim's cutting the crust off the sandwiches and, sacking people left, right and centre, where are they coming up with this dough from? Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, Craig, you think they're all staying? Rashford and Garnacho definitely gone. Don't know what's going on with Anthony. But again, how much money will they get in for those? I'm not sure. I think they wanted about 40 million for Rashford. What I always find funny about Marcus Rashford actually is you always hear a similar version of the same story. Marcus Rashford has been offered to Barcelona. They don't want him. They've never really wanted to buy him by the looks of it, but he's been offered to them. Garnacho, there's been some talk of Chelsea again. I don't know if that's true or not. And then there's the Sancho sale as well, of course. So yeah, look, United have spunked a load of dough up against the wall, and they're gonna have to take losses on a lot of players. Harry said Rashford, Garnacho are pure profit. Anthony is going to be mostly profit. Say that again. How is Anthony going to be mostly profit? Please do explain that one to me. Rashford, Garnacho, I totally get academy products. Totally get where you're coming from. Anthony, they paid €100 million for. So in what world is he mostly going to be profit? Even on the club's balance sheet, what's he been there? 2-3 years? So there would still be an outstanding balance of probably 40-45 million euro to be amortised there on his deal. Bruno is largely dependent if he wants to leave, but if Ineos are smart with deals, it's not crucial. Again, I think Jim Ratcliffe said that they have payments totaling 100 and something million to go out this summer, or commitments already made to the tune of 100 and something million from previous deals that they have to pay out this summer, Harry. So, but I really don't know where you're getting the Anthony pure profit thing from. The rest I agree with you on, but on him, I just don't see how that's correct. Hyde said, I'm so sad about Mbeumo going to Man United. It's insanity for me. If Newcastle are after him, Arsenal are after him, why are you going to United? It just seems like the most ludicrous move ever. Mbeumo has ruined his career going to Man United. Newcastle would have been so much better. From Dan, I agree, man. I agree with you. I think, look, if I was a player and I had an option right now to go to Newcastle or Man United, I'd be running to Newcastle. In years, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, no doubt United would have been right up there if you were a player wanting to progress your career. But Newcastle seem a far more exciting prospect now. They're back in the Champions League. You're going to have Isak there in the centre with you. Bruno Guimaraes behind you. Eddie Howe, a manager who's just proven he's won a trophy with them. Owners that are going to want to spend to improve the team as they continue to get more Champions League football and more PSR room. I just think it's a mad move from going to United. It's just weird.